went into that, decision?
Okay, so let me say good morning to your listeners. We did not order the release of any equipment to anybody. What we sought to do was to use the equipment to carry out a demolition exercise on the KMA building, which was gutted by fire on the 25th of March this year. And I have in my hands a copy of the structural integrity report and the recommendations therein and the various tasks that
we'll delve into it.
Were supposed
so you're saying that it wasn't an order for the excavators to be released, but there was an instruction that was given by you for the excavators to be moved,
to be released to me for the demolition purposes. And let me say that even before I became mayor, everybody that has been observing what the government has been doing at the railway area where fire gutted most shops and most business facilities would attest to the fact that right from day one, I had been on the site with some of those seized excavators.
So what you're saying to us this morning is that even when the fire broke in the blue light area, the excavators that we saw,
every excavator we have used at the site are those that have been seized.
All the excavators.
Every excavator we have, right from firefighting.
But isn't that a wrong approach?
You see, in the midst
because
of
these are what we describe them as exhibits.
Yeah.
These are equipments that have been seized for a purpose. The courts have impounded them, and they are going to be used for a purpose.
Okay. I do not know if they've been impounded by the courts. What I am told is that they are exhibits for prosecution. So I am sure, as of now, I don't know the level of prosecutorial stages that they have got into. I don't know the level of them. But you see, in the midst of emergency, sometimes you don't even remember what you have to do. Fire started burning. We got to the site. We had to break buildings. If you're going to use government funds to get excavators, the processes that you get through, by the time we are done, the whole of Edom would have been burnt.
Okay, but this time around there was no fire. Yesterday there was no fire, was there?
Okay.
So if you needed excavators, even for a demolition exercise yesterday, you could have gone through due process.
Okay, so
it is in the custody of some people. Why did you engage with them to ask the permission?
Every time that we have had need for those excavators, it is the regional security liaison officer that we call on to get those excavators, and then we will mobilize fuel for those excavators. We take them to the RCC, fuel them, and then we get escorts for them. Everybody in Edumula tells that when these ones are coming to the site, they have police escort. They get there and they do whatever they are supposed to do for us. So from day one, maybe we could have been wrong. Maybe we were wrong, but we've been using it to save lives and property.
On hindsight, having some reflections, would you say that you used the wrong approach or the right approach?
Admittedly, I have good intentions. We may have used the wrong approach.
Why? So you didn't get in touch with any person who had control over these equipment? So let's release them.
So to the best of my knowledge, it is the national security operatives who go to get these equipment. So anytime that we have had need for them, they are the ones we follow. And even last week, there were two, I think it was last week Tuesday, there were two that were at the site that the deputy liaison officer Alhaji Tapsuba called me and said that he needed to have them back. And we arranged and they sent them
So
back.
if it was for good intentions, the approach and the style by which you went to that premises, the Forestry Commission's land area, to move these excavators. We're told that there were security persons there, they were well armed there. Why would you use security persons to go in there to move the equipment?
Okay, so last week we had barricaded all entry points to the far side.
As a blue light area in Edo.
Yeah, because if you were to take your cameras there, you go and see that they themselves have constructed gutters without recourse to the KMA. And what you'd find out is that should in case they are even allowed to go there and there's another emergency, nobody pays for it to reoccur. There's another emergency that we have to provide emergency services like fire service, like ambulances. What they are doing would prevent fire service from even assessing where the fire target would be. So we needed to urgently stop them from doing that which is unlawful and that which will endanger them in the long term. So we barricaded off every entry point.
Are those the ones that they went to pull down?
And then they themselves went to pull down. Later on, we deployed over 30 military men to the site. But then we realized that the numbers that are there, if we had adopted any high-handedness approach, we're going to have casualties. And these are people who have lost money, they have lost properties and all of that. So in dealing with them, you have to also adopt some level of human faith to whatever that you are doing. So I recalled them. Subsequent to that, if you go there, every building that is being earmarked for demolition in this report, you see plastering. Some of them have these metal gates already erected. Some of them are doing tiling. Meanwhile, the buildings are going to be demolished. We have engaged them severally, and we have told them that
we'll talk about what the report says and all that. But I'm asking you this question, Mayor. Why did you allow security persons, well-armed security persons, to enter that premises to help move the excavators?
In fact, David, it was never in my knowledge that the excavators that I was looking for were parked at the forestry site in the first place.
So what instruction did you give? How do they know where to go get the excavators from?
They know where the excavators are. I do not know, because they are the ones who go to the field to go and get them. I do not know. So when I need something, I just ask them to give it to me. When I use them and I'm done, I'll take it back. You understand? But all these things are helping me to fine-tune my thought processes whenever I'm going to embark on any activity that affects the populace, because I may have good intentions, but the approach and the misconception that comes with the approach sometimes will give me a negative backlash. I've had backlash over my approach dealing with the Central Business District congestion, but David, today go there. Go to the Central Business District. In fact,
Leo sent a video yesterday, and the people who have occupied the pavements have been moved.
Yeah.
And so we'll say kudos to you.
Go there and go through and pass through the children's park, the children's hospital area, to the cultural center. You see that people are responding to some. So yeah, I may have used the wrong approach in doing some of the things that is good for the larger population, but my intentions has always been to do things that will inure to the benefit of the larger population.
So why didn't you fall on the drip equipment? Where are the drip equipments? Couldn't we have used them?
We don't have excavators in the drip equipment. We have bulldozers.
Okay.
We have bulldozers. We have graders, and we have water tankers, and we have low beds. Those are the ones. In fact, there's one bulldozer that was at the site when we used excavators to clear the path that we created on the other side of that market area. After using the excavators, it was a drip bulldozer which we used to create the path.
So if you had a good intention